Hello there, and this is Chill Boy Games. Today, we're playing Kerbal Space Program. I'm going to teach you how to get to orbit. First things first, you want to go into the VAB. Go ahead and select a command pod. This is where the Kerbal is going to sit. Then we're going to take a NK-16 parachute. Make sure not to forget that so your Kerbal doesn't die, because that's pretty important. And then we'll take a 1.25 heat shield. This is in meters, by the way. So if you're an Imperial user, uh, learn metric, dude. Um, and we'll take the coupler. Yeah, the coupler. This will make sure that this part is the only thing that'll return, and that's the thing that's gonna hold the Kerbal because it keeps them safe and make sure they exist. Take a Go ahead and take okay, a fuel tank. Attach it to the end of the decoupler, and then we can take an engine. Personally, Terrier, that does pretty well, I'd say. And then we'll use another decoupler. Make sure it's the same size as last time. And currently we're in the 12 or 1.25 meter size range. And we'll go ahead and take some fuel tanks. Let's take the big boy, and we'll take a little boy. I'm gonna right click it here and kind of like mess with it until I like how it looks. And I'm happy with it. After that, we're going to take, let me see here, here we are. Rechargeable battery. Put it right here. Then I'm going to take some solar panels, put 2 on there. I'm going to open the action group, custom one. I'm going to select the solar panels. I'm going to do extend. You can't retract with these ones. If you want to retract, you have to get the what's the difference here? OX SP. Do you want to take the SP variant? Basically, the one that looks like a white square. And when you're done with that, you're gonna want to take bigger engine. Let's take the swivel here. This one is really good. A lot of beginners use this. And then what it does compared to the Reliant here, it actually churns, so you can actually you get better control with it. Let's take a look at our crafts. Looking pretty good. Let's go to coupling. Take the radial decouplers. I'm gonna go to engines. Select the hammer. It's basically the flea, but instead of 1 story, it's 2 stories. So it's a double-decker couch, double-decker couch. And then let's go to fins and place them. And if you're wondering how I'm able to control the amount of symmetry this has, you can press either X or Shift X. X increases the amount you have, and Shift X decreases. And we'll get a small antenna here. We don't really need this because we're so close to Kerbin, but take it. Just kind of pop it on the side right there. Let's go ahead and check our delta V. So we have 2,600 meters, and then Kerbin, we'll go to vacuum, and it's 4,808 meters a second. The reason for this difference is because the higher up you go, there's less air, so it becomes easier to flow through because there's nothing pushing back against you. And the reason And what delta V means is basically, let's say we have a craft that has 100 meters per second in it. When you point the craft and turn on the engines in one direction, it'll go 100 meters in that direction. So 100 meters a second of delta V. Does that make sense? I don't really know if you're responding, but okay. That sounds nice because I didn't hear what you said. I can't tell if you said anything bad or good. But let's just go ahead and touch some launch stability enhancers. This thing looks good. It's pretty good. Fairly decent. Quite, well, a rocket. And then we'll have the two boosters. And that's going to go off radial couplers. The swivel engine will go after these detach. And then we'll have a decoupler here. And then the upper engine. And this will go when we're ready to deorbit. And then the parachute to glide us back down. I'm gonna name this craft Orbital Orbit. Very orbity. It's pretty orbity. It's a pretty orbity rocket. Goes to orbit and stuff. And then we'll just go ahead and launch it. I'm gonna wait a little bit. Alright, here we are. We're on the launch pad. First things first, I always want to make sure, go ahead and click SAS. Just make sure your rocket is able to, like, just face in the direction you want to face in. And some people, they'll try to, like, churn the nav ball with, like, clicking it and stuff, but you want to press W, A, S, and D. See how that, when you click, it changes that, so you know it's turning. And what we'll do is, we'll do Z. That will control your throttle all the way up. X will decrease it all the way down. And to gradually shift it up, you want to press shift. And if you want to gradually control it down, you press control. And then that's basically about it for the controls. But when you press M, this gives you the map view. So you can zoom out, you can see the Minimus. We're just trying to get into a low Kerbin orbit. So when you're ready, first thing you want to do in your staging is do the engines. And then to do that, you press spacebar for the next stage. This whole little group right here. And then what we'll do is just press spacebar and let it fly. Looking pretty nominal right now. I don't know how to talk. I just came back from English class. I don't know. You can see the fuel, and now it's depleted. You can press spacebar, and that couples those, so we can go ahead and throttle all the way up. Press spacebar, and this engine will go. You see, you can press W or A or S or D. We can churn the rocket, and the engine that'll actually move. So what you want to do is basically most of the time you want to hold down D. So I'd say this isn't the most efficient launch trajectory. What you want to be aiming at is when this says 10, these two numbers right here, So basically, it's 20,000 meters or so. However, in kilometers, it would be 22, 23, and counting. So basically, when these two hit 10, this little dot right here, when you control it, you want it to be at this sort of small little circle at 45 degrees. If we go to the map view, you can check the apoapsis. The apoapsis does is it tells you how high your craft is above the celestial body. Currently, it's above 70,000 meters, so that means it'll get us to space because Kerbin's atmosphere ends at 70 kilometers. And what we're gonna do, because the engine ran out of fuel, we're gonna stage. This is going pretty good, I'd say. Another thing you can do is, if you're not happy with the camera angle, you can press V. That'll go. We have free, orbital, chase. I'm not really sure what chase does, but okay. And then we also have locked. It's just basically locked to your spaceship, as you can see. However, I like to go auto. So what we'll do is, oh, we're in space now. We have hit 70 kilometers and up. And you're gonna take a look at your comma and period buttons. When you press the period button or the greater than key, it'll speed up time. And if you hit the less than key or comma key, it'll go backward, or not backwards, but reverse your time warp. Okay, now that's cool, but how do we get to orbit? Well, when you click SAS, you can see all these little buttons right here. When you're at your apoapsis, you want to click prograde, so you're locked onto prograde. It's facing prograde. Then we could press Z to fire up the engines, or set them to full throttle, but I haven't activated them yet. There we go. Okay, so now what you'll see is that because we're ahead of our apoapsis, we want to actually go ahead, turn to stability assist, and point upwards. Upwards on the nav ball is blue, while downwards is orange or brownish. And then you can see the more we tilt up, the closer the apoapsis gets until it's forward in front of us, and then we can go back to around prograde and make sure apoapsis is just about where your craft is. And then, yeah. We'll just wait until we have, you can see the edge of our path is poking out of Kerbin. And, oh. So now the periapsis has reached over 70 kilometers, so now we're in a stable orbit of Kerbin. Now what we can do is go ahead and activate our stuff here, then the solar panels and antennas, or antenna. And we can basically show off that we're in orbit because we did it. We're just better. And we can have Jebediah over here go on EVA. Press space to let go. Press R to activate your jetpack because you're so cool. You want a jetpack. You just control it like a regular character in any game. So W, A, S, D to move around. But to go up and down, you want to shift and control. So then you can go up and down, left, right, back and forward. However, there's another way you can move. And that is with Q, which turns you, let's see, counterclockwise, and E, which turns you clockwise. Same as on the chip for the Q and E. That is your row. You can go ahead and go back to the command pod. Press F and grab. Press B and board. That's cool. We're in orbit. But what if you don't like your Kerbal stranded in orbit? Well, I've got a simple solution for you. So, we have our circular orbit. Pretty circular. What we can do, face retrograde, which is basically backwards in terms of orbital stuff. And then fire up the engines again and wait until the periapsis is in Kerbin, or it's clipping into Kerbin. So basically, once it's clipping into Kerbin, we're basically done. And you can start heading back down to Kerbin. But because there's no heat shield and it'll burn up, what we're gonna do, because of the decoupler we attached here, we're going to say bye-bye to this. And we'll just leave ourselves with this little pod. Don't worry, because this is where Jebediah exists, or at least habitates, and he habitalizes in here. And what we can do is go ahead and time warp down till we are in Kerbin's atmosphere, which is right now. You can also do physics time warp. If you're in space, this won't automatically happen, but if you want physics time warp while in space, you just have to press down Alt and then use the time warp buttons. We'll just go ahead and wait until Jebediah is about ready to actually get down. It's taking a little while. You can see that we're not connected. This is because the fireball here, or the plasma ball, because of all the friction with this heat shield and the atmosphere, actually creates a zone where you cannot communicate, or radio waves cannot pass through. So basically you can't connect, and once it's gone, you can connect again. Another thing to make sure is that when you're over land, you want to make sure you have it to land altitude, not sea level, land altitude. I'll stop with the time warp. Getting pretty comfortable with this. We're like 3 kilometers away. And typically what I do is when I'm 1.5 kilometers away, which is now, I deploy the parachute. Looking a little, oh, yeah, we're good. Don't worry. I've got it all under control. Just wait until we're safely at the ground. It's gonna take a little bit, but looks like we've got it. Oh, there we go. That's how you get to orbit and get back. Pretty good, I'd say.